And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Good morning as we begin a day of uncertainty. And what we're talking about the weather is what's going to happen today. A lot of concern, a lot of schools are out today and businesses closing left and right. And we're going to go over the list that we have at this point. Now, if you have not gotten us your closing yet, do so by putting it into an inbox on Facebook, or you can email us at scottyray1969 at AOL.com. We've got that listed several places on Facebook there. We're just getting word that the City of Meridian will also be closed. I'll be adding that to our list too. City of Meridian closed due to the weather there. That coming just a few moments ago as we begin this. Let's start and talk about what went on last night. Then we'll get into what is predicted of what's going on today. Horrible weather entered Vicksburg, Mississippi. It shut down I-20 for a time being, trees strewn everywhere. This would move northeasterly, and let's just pull this up here, what we're looking at on radar this morning, and just show you here. As storms entered Vicksburg, it would move northeasterly through here, would come across and do major damage of what we're going to call at this point straight line winds last night to Lake Mississippi. They were cutting people out left and right around their homes where trees fell. This would move northeasterly, affect the Lawrence area. It would go on through Conehatta, then enter Neshoba County, all around the Neshoba County Fairgrounds in that area there. We had a lot of damage with trees down. Deputies, fire departments, volunteer fire departments worked tirelessly throughout the night, and not to mention the linemen that have been working all night to try to get everything back up and rolling this morning. Again, it is quite the mess there as this move northeasterly right across there as it come into Vicksburg and moved across and would affect here too, right along in there. Now, as we begin today, look at all this rain that we've got up near Tupelo. We've got storms all the way back here, tornado warnings this morning. Let's go down here and look at this of what's out to our west. Here's Beaumont, Texas. This is going to be due east of there. Here's Lake Charles, Louisiana. Tornado warnings all around Lake Charles. Iowa, Louisiana. This is going to be just west of Lake Arthur. If you're in these areas there, Cameron, Louisiana, just north of there, tornado warnings all around you, and this will go until roughly 7 a.m. So 27 minutes remaining on that as we look at this, and this one also. This one will expire at 6:45, about 10, 12 minutes from now as we look at these around Sulphur. Here's another one here that takes in Kinder, these areas here around Reeves, Louisiana, DeQuincy. It's rough there. And all of this is making its way toward Mississippi as we look at this. The National Weather Service in Jackson has not updated their timeline. We've got what we're guessing there. We've got Alabama that has extended theirs at 3, 4 o'clock this morning. They've extended theirs from 1 p.m. this afternoon until 9 p.m. tonight, to where we were looking originally at Mississippi being 12 to 5. So can this be adjusted? Most certainly it can be. We are still the Meridian area, and we're going to look at that in just a moment there, in the heart of the storm of this. We're still a level 4 in Meridian, Mississippi. This will go just north of the city limits of Meridian. We're going to show you where those lines, right there at Al's place, there at the Rock House Trading Post, is the line in Lauderdale County of the level 4 storm, and everything north of that area in Lauderdale County will become 3, 4. Let's talk about that damage last night. We had tornado warnings being issued last night with a level 1. And as I said, as we talked about weather last night, these numbers are imaginary when it comes to a storm. It doesn't know where one ends and the other begins. So just because you have a 3 or a 2 doesn't mean you can't get a tornado. And today is a day of uncertainty when it comes to the weather. The National Weather Service, the last I read, were estimating that tornadoes could be around an EF2 today. Pretty strong, isn't it, Odie? Real strong storms. Now, let's look at this. Let's pull radar back up and let's talk about the tornado watch that has been issued. Let's just go here and turn off the radar where you can see here. All of this yellow here, state of Mississippi, right up here, Mississippi State down through here, is going to be under a tornado watch until, I believe that's 1 this afternoon is what they've got. Can this be extended? It sure can. That's what we're expecting. Now, let's get into showing you what we have is the severe weather. This is a level 4 for our area. Let's turn this off, and we're going to look at today. Here's what we've got. You see this? This will stretch from Alexandria down to Hummus to Baton Rouge, over to Mobile, right there at Sugar Land. It will go up, cut across here at Camden, Alabama, Monroeville, been there many times, and it goes back over to Linden, Alabama, and back through Meridian, back through Newton, and across Forest. Now, let's look at this. All points south now, Clark, Jasper, Wayne County, Smith, all of these areas, Jones County, you are under this storm. Let's look at our line at Lauderdale County and into Newton County of where this is. If you will notice, this right here is a level 3, and that'll carry you up here. This is a 3. Neshoba County and portions of Lauderdale County, and then it changes to a 2 as you get into Kemper and into Winston counties and all points north, and then finally fading to around a 1 in the extreme northern part of the state of Mississippi. This is the very latest that we've gotten. Let's turn on our locations and look at this of where we are and what we've got here. All of this area from Myrtlewood, Alabama, as you come in, right up to almost to the front door there as you get near McElroy Trucking is the level 3. We come into Mississippi right at Tomb Suba. This will be just south of the Simmons Wright store. And if you were to zoom in on this, this is take a closer look at this. This is going to be Kewanee Road South is where this is. Just about where it intersects with Kewanee Church Road is going to be the line where it comes into the county. This will hover along I-20 as it comes across there at Highway 80. In between the two there, let's just call I-59 the line Highway 80. It comes across. Rainbow Lakes is in this area 4 that we've got. Now, this does include Russell Christian Academy. Look how close that is to the line, a 3 of 4. As we come into the city limits of Marion is basically the line right there. Let's look at what we've got here. Tate's Fireworks right there. That's the line through Marion. Comes right up there to the 4-way stop. Just that little side road there where Tate's is and cuts across. St. John Church, you're going to be in this level 4. Follows Lindley Road right across. Here's North Hill Street. And it will go roughly, what is that, to 54th Street, right along in there. Here's North Hill Street. It's just north of there. And as you get out here, the country store, if you're standing in Lauderdale County at the country store, looking out the front door, the ditch in front of the store will be the line of the level 3 and 4 as we come across. And again, right here at Owls. Here's Owls. Here's right there where the bread store is, and the Rock House is where that level 4 is across here. Now, as we make our way toward the Newton County line, here we go. This is going to be cutting right through at Decatur, Highway 503, and it will be within 100 yards of Newton County High School is where the level 3 and 4 separate this line there. Here's Turkey Creek Water Park as we go west, crossing Highway 489. Now, it takes a little bit of a dip. And as you'll see here, here's Highway 35, I-20, the intersection of 35, where the intersection of 21 and 35 is in Scott County is going to be the line there. And this will follow all the way into Pelahatchie and then right up to Pearl, where the Bass Pro Shop is, and then on toward Vicksburg into Louisiana. Now, those are our lines that we've got to watch. Now, let's talk about tornadoes. What is going on with it? Now, as I mentioned a moment ago, the National Weather Service is suggesting that these today will most likely fall into the EF2 category. 1, a 2, all bad. We definitely don't want anything any higher than that. Again, for those of you who are without power, we're going to look at that in a moment. We're thinking at this point until the National Weather Service, because you can't call something that it's not. We're going to call this straight line winds of what happened last night. I have saw drone footage from Vicksburg last night. Trees just strewn everywhere. And it does appear to be straight line winds. But again, until the National Weather Service shows up and measures the wind speed of how everything was done, we won't have an official statement on that. So we're going to stay on the safe side and not jump across a line that we're not sure of. Now, let's go back here and change this from severe weather to where's tornadic activity most likely today. Now, let me turn on this Legends line so you fully understand what this is saying. Here's what we have. Very, very close to what we saw just a moment ago. As you'll see here, here's our bar at the top. This green is a level 1. The brown area is a level 2. The gold is a level 3. And the red is a level 4. What is sitting in the middle of that? Meridian, Mississippi. Newton, Mississippi sits in this. The city of Quitman falls under this. Enterprise, Jasper County, as we get into Bay Springs, and all of these areas will fall in this. Newton, y'all be prepared. You're a part of this as well. And this, again, will go right up to the Decatur line. Let's move in and take a closer look here of what we're looking at. Here's Cuba, Alabama. Look at that. City limits of Marion involved in this. And I just got a note from Mayor Gill just a moment ago that they are going to close City Hall in Marion today due to this bad weather. It's going to be pretty rough is what we're expecting there. Pennington, Alabama, if you work over that area, have someone, I'm sure a plan as big as that is, they have people that notify. But there at the river, y'all be paying close attention. Myrtlewood, those areas. And this goes over here again to Camden, Alabama. All of this area could see horrific weather today. Now, let's back out and let me slide over, and we're going to update this as we go to make sure we've got the very latest when it comes to power outages. Let me refresh this. We're going to start with the state of Mississippi of where we are. It's 6:28. That was about 10 minutes ago. This was last updated statewide. As we pull this up to take a look, here we are. We have roughly 31,901 people without power this morning. Now let's look at what we've got going on here. Kipper County has about 104 without power. We get into Lauderdale County, perfect right now. Everybody has power here, but Kemper sitting somewhere around 104. As we move into Neshoba County, and I spoke with Eric Clark last night briefly there of what was going on, we have 1,250 people without power. It's going to be a day of this. Most of the schools there in Neshoba County letting out for today because, well, you can't travel roads. We get into Leake County, 753 people. We get into Madison area. Look at that, 8,100 without power. And as we get back over here to Yazoo, we have 198. Let's look at Warren County. This is where the storm rolled in Mississippi last night. We're down to 5,200 people without power now. There's a lot of there. Hinds County, 7,800. As we get back over to Scott County, a little closer to the Meridian area, right at 3,000 people without power there. And we see that Newton still has 1,600 without power now, if you look at the overall view. Now, let's go here. This is going to be Southern Pine. Let me refresh this. Basically staying the same. Up around Union, 500 people. City limits of Newton, we got about 2 people there without. Bay Springs area, about 38. But the closer you get over here to the Morton area, where it's centralized there around Lake and these areas here, a lot of power still out. Now, let's move over to Mississippi Power this morning and refresh this one. We're still showing that roughly around 580 people without power. Let's look at what we've got here. Here's Walnut Grove just to the west today in Lena, Mississippi. We're showing that we've got 124 people from the Lena community without power on Mississippi Power. As we move down here, let's look in this area. Harperville has a few folks there. Hillsboro. As we get into Forest, all around in here, that Lake Forest area, we got numerous people without power there. Each one of these green ones is going to be somewhere at least 25 or better. Here's one here that's got 21 people. So it's sporadic all around the city as they look to fix this around Forest. Be careful in those areas. As we go here to take a look, and let's update this. This is going to be the Bogachita area when you get into Philadelphia. Again, this is Central Electric. Neshoba County was hit pretty rough by this. Let's look at this. Sebastopol area. Look at this north of you. Standing Pine, Dixon. I've gotten numerous reports, Highway 21, of damage in there, and even reports of some roofs having damage from last night. That's a lot of people in that area. Williamsville. Look at that 160 right there around the Philadelphia. I don't know what happened there. That jumped ahead of me, didn't it? Williamsville right there. 158. This is going to be just south of town. Here's 15 and 485. That was mentioned several times last night. They're still working to get that power on. As we go east of Philadelphia, as we get over here, let's go here. This is going to be on County Road 753. We've got about 500 people in that area without power this morning. 65 following right here on Highway 16 at County Road 747. Now, along this line here, this is if you were to take Highway 491. 491 eventually turns into Highway 486 coming into Philadelphia. And, of course, here's the funeral home that sits right here, McLean Hayes. This is Golf Course Road. We got a couple of people there and a few people just north of 486 with about 8. This is going to be out there around Ford Store, this area. Here's 491. It's going to be just west of there. Here sits the Dollar General just down the road at that intersection of County Road 739 without power there. And it's sporadic as you get down in here. Look at this. Here's Lake. Again, hit pretty hard. As we mentioned, 2,000 people in the Lake area without power this morning. Roughly 375 sitting here at Conahatta still without power. And I know that we've got people that watch in each one of these different communities keeping up with this. Now let's look at EMEPA, make sure nothing else has changed there. They had all systems going a few moments ago. Everything working this morning on EMEPA. They had about an hour ago, about 12 souls in Scuba that were without power, and they've restored that at this point. All right, stand by. We'll be back with more updates. We'll talk about some closings. And some of this will be repeated as we get to the top of the hour there, as we get into the morning show with Odie. And, of course, we're going to have a big visitor this morning. We'll tell you about that on the way. Right now, let's go get a good word this morning.
Have you ever wondered if God loves you? Well, Apostle John in 1 John 3 argues that all the proof you need is found in the death of Jesus Christ. He writes in 1 John 3:16, "By this we know love, that Jesus laid down his life for us." And y'all, that's certainly what Jesus did. He died on that cross, laid down his life as an act of love. In fact, some have stated it wasn't the nails that kept Jesus on the cross, it was love. Apostle John famously quoted Jesus in the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 16, demonstrating God's love through Jesus. Jesus said, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him would not perish, but have everlasting life." So if you want to see God's love, just look at Jesus. But here in 1 John 3, Apostle John pivots from God's love for us to our love for our brothers and sisters in Christ. He says that since Jesus lovingly laid down his life for us, we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. Now, he's not talking about dying, rather sacrificing for our brothers and sisters. He says that if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? Little children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and in truth. So as God loved us, we ought to love our brothers and sisters. So if they're in need, we can help them. Then we should help them. If they don't have and we have, then we should share. We're to love one another through deeds, but not just through deeds, also through truth. If our brother or sister's in the wrong and we know what's right, then we should share truth with them. That's the loving thing to do. Does God love you? Listen, he most certainly does. Do you love your brothers and sisters in Christ? You most certainly should. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.
That'd be about right. I didn't have sound on, did I?
What were you saying?
Yeah, what was I saying? Let's start here. Yeah, I got sidetracked, didn't I? As we begin our closures, and let's just go over this together. Again, you can find it all at ScottyRayReport.com on the internet. You can shoot us an inbox to let us know about your closings. on Facebook. Simple to do, and we'll get it added to our list. We've had a few changes in the overnight hours of people that are adding their names to the list to be closed today. Now, if you've got a business, please let us know by all means. I got to watch my button pushing today. All right, let's begin this. As we go back here to pull up this list, let's show you where we are. Highland Daycare closed. Wesley House is closed today. Lauderdale County Schools, the Meridian Public Schools, Kemper County Schools is closed. KA will let the elementary out around 11:30. The high school allow around 11:45. Russell Christian Academy, Pottersville closed. Enterprise have closed. They made that decision. Quitman School District is closing. Neshoba County School, Union Public Schools, and also Philadelphia Public Schools. Now, if for some reason your public school is not listed, please let us know. I hadn't gotten any word yet on the Winston County area. If you've got anybody watching there and knows what's going on in Winston County with the school systems, please pass that along. Winston Academy, those areas there. And I hadn't gotten word in Newton County of the academy either. Newton County Academy, I hadn't gotten word on that either. As we go back to this, we just got word a few moments ago, about an hour ago, as I said, just a few moments, but it was about an hour ago. We have Lamar School dismissing, elementary at 11, high school at 11:10, middle school 11:20, and the campus will close altogether at high noon. As we get to Poplar Springs United Methodist Daycare, closed today. Barbara Henson closed today. MCC is closed today, along with East Mississippi Community College. That's SCUBA, and all of their campuses are closed today. East Central is closed. Meridian Medical Associates are closed. The Max has closed today. Highland Daycare will be closed. Meridian Head Start, Early Start closed today. New Destiny Daycare, Learning Academy, and Camp Destiny closed. Charles Young Head Start closed today. Internal Medicine Clinic is closed today. And Meridian Pediatric Extended Care will also be closed. Now, a few of the other places that we have gotten, the Evangel Temple will not have night services tonight. The Wesley House will be closed tonight, along with Marion Community Methodist Church not having services tonight. The Lauderdale County Courthouse has closed for the day. Marion Town Hall has closed for the day. City of Meridian non-essential workers will not be working today. Now, I have not gotten word. I've gotten several questions if you're watching from Neshoba County. I have not gotten word about the courthouse in Neshoba County. I have not gotten word of the Kemper County Courthouse. So if we're getting word from there, please get that along to us. When I got the school closing, there was no connection to the courthouses in those areas. Now, as we go south of the Meridian area, we have Jones County, Jones College, Forest County, Laurel School District, Laurel Christian, Choctaw County across the Bama line there, Wayne Academy, Wayne County, West Jasper, and Silva Bay Academy will be closed today. Now, as of right now, and this is at 6:53, that is what we have. I expect it to be more as this storm system approaches. Now, again, we should be getting more lines and more distinctive details from the National Weather Service here in a few moments. They'll update us, and we'll be on this. We're not going anywhere throughout the day. We'll be behind the scenes at all times. We're going to take a short break, and we're coming back live straight up 7 o'clock. We got Brother Ben coming in. We're going to be talking about what's going on in Collinsville. And I think we all need a prayer today. We are putting him in charge of all prayers. Odie, make him pick out a Bible verse. It's his day. We're gonna loan that out and let him pick the Bible verse of the day when we get ready to go out. The man of the cloth, the man who grips the gospel gun, in with us today. I think you'll enjoy him. If you've never met Brother Ben before, let's get an introduction so you can know what goes out in Collinsville, all that talk. And it's a lot of talk about the church. Good things. You'll find out why. That's coming up at the top of the hour. We do need a little Jesus in days like this. We'll be right back, and again in just a few moments, to keep you up to date with the very latest here at the Scotty Ray Report, along with Odie and Brother Ben. It's all on the way here this morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.